Hey everybody, it's Kevin Dewalt of Prolego. Well, AI is changing so fast, it is impossible for any of us to keep up. This is particularly challenging for product managers because they not only have to understand what the technology can do, but they have to be able to understand the breakthroughs well enough to figure out how do they map it onto the needs and problems of their users or customers, and also understand potential competitive threats. So today I have a couple tips for product managers on how you can stay current and also put yourself on a career-changing trajectory. Okay, so here are my tips. Number one, and I can't stress this enough, is commit to at least a weekly creative exercise about this topic. So make a video, write a blog post, do something once a week where you have to formulate your thoughts and put them out into the world. Getting into this habit is going to force you to stay current. It's one of the big advantages I have in doing these videos every day. It's because I have to stay current, I have to read stuff, and I have to be able to explain and put it into context for my core audience, which is product managers and entrepreneurs and analytics leaders. Okay, so that's my number one recommendation. Second, and I can't believe how many people don't actually do this, is that spend time using the widely available consumer applications like ChatGPT or Bard. Understand what they can do and kind of push the limits to see opportunities for applying them towards your customers or users. So your company may block access to these tools, but don't use that as an excuse. Sign up for them on your personal account and start playing around with them and seeing how they map onto the problems that you experience at work. For example, ChatGPT, have you tested or tried plugins? Have you tried web browsing? Have you thought about your users' problems and how much of a difference these tools might make, either from an opportunity or competitive threat? That's what you have to investigate. The third, take time to read some popular papers. Now, I realize for a lot of you, this is going to be extremely hard and intimidating because you've never done it. However, you don't have to read these papers like an academic. You don't have to get into the math or the methodology or any of that. You just have to read the abstracts, understand the core concepts, look at the results, and understand what the implications are for your products. The third one, download and set up some of the more popular open source projects, something like AutoGPT. This might be challenging at first because you're not an active coder, maybe you haven't programmed in a while and your environment's not set up. Fortunately, the newer tools make this a lot easier. So I hadn't coded in a couple years and recently got a lot of these products running on my laptop. And when I went to set everything up, I ran into configuration errors and path errors and libraries out of date and blah, 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 blah. But every time I ran into a challenge, I actually went into ChatGPT and asked it, what should I do? Here's the error. And it had fantastic tips for getting my system set up. Once you have one of these applications downloaded, you don't really have to do a lot of programming, or really any programming, to get it running. Mostly you just have to change configurations like putting in API keys. It's not going to take you that long, and you're going to learn a ton by just using some of these tools. Finally, and at the risk of being self-serving here, follow what I'm doing in these videos. I make an effort every day to kind of look through the major information out there, the papers, the tools, the products, and try to identify the signal from the noise of what you really need to understand. And so what I'm talking about can be inspiration for your weekly writing or to help you understand how to apply to your other products and tools. Okay, so those are a couple of tips. Let me leave you with this. 80% of your colleagues who are hearing these tips are going to do exactly nothing. Some of your colleagues are going to maybe make one of these two tips of habits. Maybe they'll start writing for a little bit or they'll play around with ChatGPT, but they're not going to do a lot. Less than 5% of the product managers watching this are actually going to take these tips to heart and make it a weekly habit. Those are the people whose careers are going to be changed and are going to lead us into the future. You have an incredible opportunity in front of you right now. What's happening in AI right now is a once-in-a-generation change, and it doesn't take a lot of effort to be the go-to person and the expert simply by trying, because most people won't do anything. So that's my challenge to you. What do you want to do? What do you want to make out of this opportunity? And do you want to put yourself on a career-changing trajectory? If so, I suggest you follow these tips and go for it. Have a great day.